Good evening. Thank you for joining us on this April 26th regular session. I'm going to call the meeting to order. If you could please stand for the invocation given by Councilmember Brucci and a pledge to the flag.
Dear Lord, as we gather this evening, help us to reach decisions that benefit our citizens and achieve our goal of making our community a better place to live, work, and raise our families. Give us the guidance to use logic, compassion, and forward thinking as we focus not only on today or tomorrow, but years into our city's future. We ask for your wisdom and grace as we lead with the best interests of our citizens at heart. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Pledge
allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will be following the rules of procedure that were effective December 15, 2020. Please make sure your cell phones are silenced. Any correspondence for distribution to elected officials should be provided to the city clerk and should include a copy for the city clerk for inclusion in the official record. Our meeting schedule for May will be as follows. On May 3rd and 10th, we will have a work session at 4 o'clock. On May 10th, we'll have a public hearing at 7 o'clock. On Tuesday, May 17th, we'll have a work session at 4 o'clock. On Tuesday, May 24th, we'll have a regular session at 7 p.m. And we have no meeting on Tuesday, May 31st. We do have a proclamation today for Horizon Goodwill Industries Week. So we have Dave Schuster with us, if you could join me. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So we have a proclamation for Horizon Goodwill Industry Week. Whereas the people of Hagerstown, Maryland value hard work and support the right of individuals to provide for themselves and their families. And whereas some members of our community require additional education, job preparation, skills training, and support services to aid them in reaching the goal of self-sufficiency. Among those most in need of opportunity include people with disabilities or disadvantages, people who need education or job experience, people with limited financial means, people who are reintegrating back into society, older workers, veterans, and military families, youth, and young adults. Horizon Goodwill has a rich history of providing these services since 1902. So we, the mayor and council of the city of Hagerstown, Maryland, do hereby commend the employees of Horizon Goodwill Industries for your ability to maximize an individual's self, family, and community. And be it further resolved that the city of Hagerstown is proud to recognize May 1st through 7th as Horizon Goodwill Industry Week. So Dave, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
This is for you.
Yeah.
Would you like to say some things?
Other than to just say that we certainly appreciate the recognition and the opportunity to continue to partner with the city to help those folks, particularly in need of a little bit of assistance to find gainful employment across the community. So that's what we're here to do, and so we certainly appreciate it.
You guys do tremendous work,
Yes.
Tremendous work. I can't tell you how many times a week I call your office for something, and like, you guys are just incredible. I appreciate all
I
of you.
have folks who will tell me how many times you call.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you, we appreciate it.
Hang on, we get a picture.
Thanks, Chip.
Oh. Oh.
This side?
With us in the back.
There we go.
Yeah, we like
Oh. Everybody else.
like this. You never know. I'll still like it.
Still needs the air.
Yep.
Still need it.
Yeah. And then the window.
Is that the one that keeps me from blinking all for you?
Yeah, it's coming. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
100%.
All right, up next we have citizen comments. We do have 2 people signed up to speak, so if you could come up and state your name and address, and then you have 5 minutes. Thank you. Up first we have Dennis Klingerman.
Good evening. I appreciate everything that the city's doing for the community, how it's bettering the community with jobs, with, like the baseball field coming, warehouses and everything. The pet peeve I have is the trash cans and the residents has along the streets of the city. They're all over the city. Yesterday I counted the streets. I live on Randolph Avenue. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Live on Randolph Avenue. There was 12 trash cans out. Our trash pickup night isn't until tomorrow night. The trash cans stay out all the time, every day. I walk that neighborhood. They're all over the neighborhood. I have to walk around trash cans to get through the sidewalks. And I know years ago when I first bought the house in 2008, there was a letter somewhere in that time, I don't know the date, that they sent a letter out stating the dates, the times that you were allowed to have your trash can put out, which is 4 o'clock of the day previous to that pickup. I was wondering if the city could generate another letter for the city, for the residents of the city to know when they're supposed to put their trash cans out. I mean, I just think it makes the city look sloppy and trashy. All the papers and everything that come out of the trash cans blow down the street. I continuously pick up papers on the street. I know, and I worked for an exterminator one time. I know that rats and mice are drawn to those things. I think it's just not helping the city at all. So it's dropping the value of the properties and everything, because who's going to buy houses that you drive up and there's trash cans sitting on the sidewalk? That's my biggest pity. The other problem that I have is I don't know who to address this to as far as the noise and the activities that's going on in that neighborhood. I'm sure it's not only there. We have loud music almost all the time. I've called the police on them. There's a lot of noise, commotion. Houses are, like, sometimes you walk up the sidewalk, can't even get on the sidewalk because there's too many people standing on the street. So I don't know who to take that to. So
We have 2 rows of police officers behind you
I didn't
listening.
do it.
So,
But anyway, I just drawing attention. I mean, the neighborhood has went down. They park on Randolph, they walk around the corner, and I'm sure they're not going to say hi to their friends, but they're only there a few minutes. It's just a continuous problem. Some of the problem areas, the houses, is 119, 113, 121, 126, and 123. You always say it slower.
I got it.
They're the worst culprits of stuff going on. I've called violations on the trash cans before. I called them about 2 weeks ago, and they're still out there. They don't clean up their sidewalks, and I know that you run a quarterly program to clean up your neighborhood. Well, they don't go to that one, I'm sure. So anyway, that's about all I have to say.
We appreciate you bringing it to our attention. We share in the same frustrations with the trash cans in the front of houses and on the sidewalks. Unfortunately, a lot of those streets along there, the houses are so close together, they can't put them in between them because then there's no walkway. So,
Right, but I mean, the backs of those houses have huge yards, because my lot's 240 feet deep. I'm sure there's a place to put a trash can. I know that in that letter it stated if you could not get to your back of your house, that it could be left out in the front. I know that those houses have lots of room back there.
How's the alley back that way?
Pardon me?
How is the alley in the 100 block?
The alley, it's in good shape. I mean, a couple years ago, they replaced the concrete in the back alley behind my house.
See, that's one of the perfect areas that we've talked in the past about picking up trash at the back of the property if the alley's accessible. I think we have to revisit that again.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Douglas Devon. Leave.
Hello, my name's Doug Devon. He doesn't get very much action. They're on my action. They definitely come for this. I have a vacant property. I had an incident. People broke into it. The neighbor called. So I sent my family out there. Hey, get out of the house, it's ours. They were violent towards them, so we called the police. Said, please come out and make sure it's all good, it's all secured with no people in there. So as my boy goes out, get material, I'm at work to come home, Within an hour, city code officials come because the police are required to call when there's a break-in and it's unsecured. We had no time to fix it. I haven't been home yet. My boy left to get material. The city comes, they walk through my whole house. Since it's unsecured, I guess they feel they can walk through the house by themselves without police. Not sure how dangerous it is for them, but he closed it up with a board and charged me $250. I complained because I don't get any notice, and I've been in the business of renting and redoing houses for close to 25 years. Never do I not get a notice about a problem, even a 12-hour notice. So at the end of the day, before he leaves, he sends me an email. There was a problem. So I get that notice 2 days later, $250 to fix it. When I get to the property, it is fixed, all right? But by the time I got home, the guys busted in the whole front door. And mind you, most of these doors have screws in them, all right? So they're not busting through just the latch. They're busting the whole door out. Then they proceeded that night to bust out all the garage, which has metal on the inside of it, but they still get in. So your codes say that it needs to be secured at all times, and that's what I'm in trouble for. I say I can't do it, all right? So I go there last night because there was more people, and this is probably the third or fourth time I called the police again. And I told them and begged them not to tell the city, I'm the owner, I'm the one that called. I'm fixing it. So I fixed the door, all right? And they busted in these doors again and windows above. And I'm gonna tell you that last night after I fixed all these windows with boards all the way across and secured the house, I put a camera up. And if you guys want to see these pictures, I have over 4 people coming into this property, all right, after 11 o'clock.
And the address that you wrote on this paper on Summit Avenue, is that the home you're just?
No, that's where I absolutely live.
Okay.
This would be 3234 Cannon Avenue. Now, I drive there and I was watching, I'm thinking, nah, I'm gonna bust these guys with the cops, you know? And then you start thinking, I'm looking out there, there's 20 people standing out there at the sheets there, okay? All up and down from my house up, as he said, trash, all of it. They're all just not even walking, they're laying around, all right? There's been deaths there, there's been overdoses there all over, okay? I'm not blaming anyone, but I deserve at least a 24-hour notice because I'm not seeing where, you know, the temporary safeguards where it says that a code official has, if he sees an imminent danger of unsafe condition, that this code officer has the right to do pretty much anything he wants, including closing it up and charging every person. So I would say that they should have a 24-hour notice or less, but if they can call me at the end of the day or text me, they can certainly call or text. You got 12 hours to fix this problem, because I don't see the imminent danger, okay, because it might have been open for 3 or 4 days. Some places that are vacant might be open for weeks, and nothing has happened. So I'm wondering where that problem is with the danger, all right? I'm the one that called it in. It wasn't a stranger, it wasn't anybody else. I can't call the cops. I call the police anymore. Guess what? I might get charged before I get home. I don't have a right to really call them anymore. You take it away. You absolutely take it away. So therefore, after that, I talked to him and he said he's not changing it. I call the mayor's hotline saying, meet the mayor, meet the council. Twice, no answers back, okay? So there's no action from this, down here at the code office I got no answers there. So I'm here to plead with you that there should be a notice that I don't see the danger of leaving that open. Some people say it's a liability, but it's my property, it's my liability, and I have insurance. All right? You know, if you tell me it's open and I don't take care of it, it's my liability.
Are you,
Okay.
so you're saying you left a voicemail for me here?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And you want these pictures?
Give
This
them-
one guy has a gun on
Give them
him.
to Donna, yeah.
All right?
Take him.
He has
We'd
a
like to
gun on
have
him.
them, yeah.
So I think, well, I'm gonna stay in my house and just kick them out, right, when they come. They come with guns.
Gotcha.
Well, we appreciate
They
you
come
bringing
by
that.
4 or 5 at a time, okay? My house ain't worth it, man. No, my family, my house is not worth it. Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. You're referring to the property on Cannon where the issue is occurring.
There's more issues. I have one at Salem that's been broken into. What's happening is the city's going around closing every window, every door it sees people breaking into, which is a lot of properties. As soon as they close this one, they bust another one open.
I just want to be able to understand, because I certainly agree with you that, you know what I mean, that there should be a process whereby the city and our departments are ably, to work, through that process. So for me, and I just want to stick to just this one location,
Yep.
so Cannon is vacant?
Yes.
And
I
you're
said that.
referring.
I'm working on it. You can see it in the pictures.
And I think that's where I was trying to get to is, I think that it would be, at least for me, better understood if I were also aware of like what the plan is, because sometimes we'll have folks come in and they'll indicate, these occurrences have happened, but I remember the one gentleman said that the property hasn't been occupied since 1985. And so, you know what I mean, I just wasn't, in that case, it didn't appear that that individual was in process of putting the place together to have it occupied. And so I completely agree with you if in your case, what you're saying is you're working on getting the property in a condition to be occupied. I just want to understand that that is the plan.
I understand.
So
I
how
do
long has
have
the
different
property
houses,
been?
and I'm working on one. and
So
I'm
how long has
working
it
on
been
another.
vacant? And
The
how
thing is,
long
that has
before
no
you-
issue with police coming and me paying, okay? The issue doesn't have to do if it was there for 2 months vacant or 2 years vacant.
Well, and
It really doesn't, because,
To me, that's a huge difference.
really,
Yes.
because it only took 2 days to break in.
It's a huge difference if the plan is I'm going to leave it sit empty for 2 years, or I'm working to get it occupied in 2 months. To me, that's a huge difference.
And why?
Because I
calling
think that the
police?
property sits vacant for 2 years, the susceptibility of individuals then looking to enter it, it clearly becomes a hazard, drawing that incident to occur, and therefore requiring that level of response.
And
So
I'll
if the
go
plan is to get it reoccupied in 6 months.
I'll go
that's
the other
it.
way. Vacant, rental, or homes that you live in, okay? If you're at work, and someone calls you and says, someone broke in, they're there. You call the police, they come. As soon as they leave, the person that called your neighbor, okay? They're not gonna shut the door. You say, I'll be home in 20 minutes. An hour, I'm at work, I can't make it. You come home, you had code inspectors come through your whole house and board it up before you got home. I don't think it's right. There's a lot of houses in town that don't even lock their doors. My parents never did. Okay, so when you're saying people are breaking in, to ones that have boards over the doors and windows and stuff, and it's vacant for 3 days or 2 years, it doesn't matter. They break into houses that are locked or open all through town. So the issue really don't have to do with that, because they shouldn't be breaking in.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm more inclined to side with the owner, which is aggrieved by that action, if that owner is in active pursuit of of putting that property back in a reoccupied condition.
So if it was empty for 3 days, I have the right that you feel that they shouldn't have broken into it.
No. What I'm saying
But if
is.
it's empty for
what I'm saying is-
more time is
What I hear
not.
from you is you're looking for the city to not come out and charge this egregious amount because it's in a vacant condition. I'm saying if you're in active pursuit of fixing the place up to get it reoccupied, I completely agree with you. If you were to come in and say, look, I'm gonna get to this place when I get to it, it might sit vacant another year, I would not be on the same side.
So you think that you have a right to come out after 2 hours, no matter, just because the guy had it empty for 2 years?
I wasn't referring to 2 hours.
Well,
Referring
what
to
you're
2
saying
years.
is it's not included to what we're really talking about. So, do I deserve a right to have a 24-hour notice or a 12-hour notice? If you have a right to charge me if you're doing it, and it's not a danger, then why wouldn't a person want to get that call?
What time did
You
this-
want to get that call if someone broke in your house and say, hey, get it fixed, because we don't want it to stay open.
Doug, what time did the break-in occur?
Sir?
What time did the break-in occur?
Well, it was probably open for a few days because no one had called. When they noticed, it was daytime when my family went over. All right, maybe 11, 12, I'm not quite sure. Now that you're talking about it, I didn't really keep track of that totally because I was at work. And
Gotcha.
I had just gotten a call that my boy was there and these guys were really irate, saying they were going to go get packed because of
So
course
they called the
we walked
police.
in. They walked in with protection, a bat or a knife or whatever, because there's people in this house that you don't know what they have.
Right.
And obviously with the pictures, they have guns.
So you called
he
the
shouldn't
police?
have done it. He probably shouldn't have done it without the police. So
So you called the police, and the police came,
and they came.
and they were there.
Yeah.
And then they called code compliance.
Right. Because
and
they're
then
required to.
Code sent
basically.
somebody out. All this probably took, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe. So now you're 1 o'clock.
Right.
You
It
know,
could be 1, could be 2 or 3.
I don't know, I think there probably should be a time frame given to be able to secure a property when we're notified, when code is notified about it. I agree, there should, I don't think it should
I
happen
think the owner
immediately.
called it
but-
in. It's not like a stranger even did. I mean,
I got
it's
you.
my property. I called
I
it
got
in.
you, yeah.
So
I think
mean,
we'll probably,
I feel punished, and I feel like I can't use the police from this reason.
Scott,
Because
maybe
every
we
time I
should-
call, they're required to tell you, and if I'm at work, I can't get home in an hour and a half from the city or whatever. I mean,
Scott, maybe we
We-
should check into this.
Yeah,
okay?
we appreciate you bringing it to our attention, and we will get with code to see if there's a solution around that. Thanks. All right, we were supposed to have a public hearing tonight for the Surrey LLC Conversion District overlay. We have to postpone it until next month. Yes. Oh, yeah. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
No,
Oh,
you didn't know either? You didn't know?
okay, none emailed in. Thank you. All right, because we're moving the public hearing to next month, we have approval of the minutes.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for approval of the minutes as presented for the mayor and council meetings held on March 1st, 2022, March 8th, 2022, March 15th, 2022, and March 22nd, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The consent agenda.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that all the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have approval of an ordinance conveyance of a portion of the Hagerstown Cultural Trail.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for the approval of an ordinance for the conveyance of a portion of the Hagerstown Cultural Trail to the Maryland Stadium Authority, consistent and in conjunction with the related memorandum of understanding. This conveyance is required for the construction of the multi-use sports and events facility.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have approval of an ordinance for the conveyance of Hood Street. Just to note, the effective date of the ordinance will be May 27, 2022. The ordinance included in the meeting material shows an effective date of June 27, 2022.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for the approval of an ordinance to quitclaim any vested interest the city may have in Hood Street to the Maryland Stadium Authority. This conveyance is required for construction of the multi-use sports and events facility.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have an introduction of an ordinance, local conversion district overlay for 4 Cypress Street.
Madam Mayor, I move for the mayor and city council to introduce an ordinance for a local conversion district overlay, including the proposal for additional parking endorsed by the planning commission on property located at 4 Cypress Street.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And now we have a presentation of petition for annexation for the lands of Unger Properties LLC. How are you?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Zachary Kiefer on behalf of the petition, or the applicant, excuse me, Unger Properties LLC.
Thank you. And
Certainly.
Stated your name and address. State your name and address, please.
Zachary Kiefer, 19405 Emerald Square, Suite 2100, Office 202. That's Hagerstown, Maryland, 21742.
Then do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the responses given and statements made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. And Zach, can you also confirm that you are the attorney for Unger Properties LLC
Yes, I am.
and that Donald Unger is a member who's authorized to sign the petition
Yes, he is.
and that Mr. Unger's signature is on the petition?
It
And that,
is, yes.
And that his client is the owner of 100% of the assessed value of all of the property for which annexation is sought,
Yes, they are.
and that there are no registered voters who reside on the property at this time?
That's correct. There are none.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What,
So the petition for annexation is in the packet. Is
What was that?
That's sufficient for the handing of the
Yes, Madam Clerk,
presentation?
yes, and it's going to be incorporated into the resolution as well.
okay,
Now need a motion, right?
yes. I need an introduction of the annexation resolution.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that the mayor and city council introduce an annexation resolution for annex case number A-2022-01, known as Lands of Unger Properties LLC. The portion of property to be annexed is approximately 115.84 acres in size. It is intended to be added to and made part of the adjacent municipal lands.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have approval of annexation plan.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that the mayor and city council approve an annexation plan for annexation case number A-2022-01, known as Lands of Unger Properties LLC. The portion of the property to be annexed is approximately 115.84 acres in size and is intended to be added to and made part of the adjacent municipal lands.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of a charter amendment resolution, repeal and reenact with amendments of Charter Article 7, Section 717.
Madam Mayor, have been moved for the introduction of a charter amendment resolution providing for repeal and reenactment with amendments of Article 7, Section 717 of the Charter of the City. Bond Council of the city has recommended that such charter section be amended. The amendments change the name of such charter section from Bond Issues Borrowing to General Obligation Debt. The amendments further expand the manner in which the notice of sale or a summary thereof may be published or otherwise disseminated when city general obligation debt is sold by solicitation of competitive bids at public sale in order to conform to current or future customary procedures for such method of sale, and such amendments detail the procedures for authorization of the city's general obligation debt and provide the city greater flexibility regarding the issuance and sale of its general obligation debt.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution to accept the Third Amendment to Real Estate Purchase and Sale Agreement.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution authorizing the approval of the Third Amendment to Real Estate Purchase and Sale Agreement for a portion of 441 South Potomac Street with Columbia Gas of Maryland, Inc. This amendment extends the settlement date deadline to July 21st, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an agreement for public art on the 100 block of West Lee Street.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution authorizing an agreement for public art between the City of Hagerstown and Mart Schwenk in the 000 block of West Lee Street on structure installed by John Barr. Funding for the project is from CIP number 868 in the amount of $15,000. I further move to terminate the previous agreement with the artist Jarvis and Gannon.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of labor contract, ASME Local 1540.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for mayor and council approval of the attached ASME Local 1540 contract to be effective July 1st, 2022 to 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a labor agreement, ASME Local 3373.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for mayor and council approval of the attached ASME and Local 3373 contract to be effective July 1, 2022 to 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of on-call plumbing services contract from May 1st, 22 to April 30th, 23.
Madam Mayor, I move the mayor and council to authorize and approve the renewal of the on-call plumbing services and backflow prevention inspection and testing contract for the contract term of May 1, 2022 through April 30, 2023. This is a 3 of 5 optional 1-year renewals. Beaver Mechanical Contractors, Inc. pricing is as follows. Plumbing pricing as denoted on the attached table, and backflow prevention pricing as denoted on the attached table.
Yes. Second.
You
Yes.
skipped.
Thank you.
I needed to know how to say
You're in
that.
charge of
second it,
every
though.
one of them,
You skipped.
all of them.
Shelley seconded.
Okay.
I seconded it.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Big, big.
Motion carries. Approval of elevator maintenance services contract, July 1, 22 to June 30th, 23.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for the mayor and council to authorize and approve the renewal elevator maintenance service contract with Oracle Elevator Holdco, Inc. for the contract term of July 1, 2022 to June 30th, 2023. This is a 1 year of 4 optional 1-year renewals. Total contract annual amount is $29,040 with a departmental breakdown below. Public Works is $21,540, Police is $39,060, Water Department is $35,040. The grand total was $29,040. That's how it's done.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the on-call electrical maintenance services contract, July 1, 22 to June 30th, 23.
Madam Mayor, I move the mayor and council to authorize and approve the renewal of the on-call electrical maintenance contract for the contract term of July 1, 2022 through June 30, 2023. This is year 4 of 5 optional 1-year renewals. MEC Inc. is pricing is as follows on the attached table.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval to add central lot parking sites to the city's competitive negotiated sale process.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the mayor and city council to approve the addition of the central parking lot sites shown on the attached document to the city's competitive negotiated sale CNS process. This will allow the mayor and city council to explore proposals for transferring the property to the private sector for development. Purchase proposals for development should include consideration for both on-site parking and sidewalk accessibility. Proposals will be evaluated based on both offer price and how the future use of the property will contribute to the vitality of downtown. The mayor and city council may reject any proposal for any reason.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Was that 2 noes?
Yeah.
Motion carries 3-2. Approval for solicitation of grant funding to replace certain HID light fixtures with LED.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for approval of the solicitation of grant funding offered by the Maryland Energy Administration to replace certain HID streetlight fixtures with LED. Anticipated funding sources for estimated cost and contributions amounts are described in attached application form and memo.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Acceptance of grant award number CFSI 2021-0007.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for mayor and council approval for the acceptance of grant award CFSI-2021-0007 from the Coverdell Forensic Sciences Improvement Grant Program. The amount of the grant award is $50,085. The funds will be used for the fiscal year 21 WNCRL HPD Coverdell Grant Project.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. City Administrator.
Mayor, just one thing. I wanted to bring to everybody's attention a new event that's being held at the golf course, Greens at Hamilton Run. It's a virtual 9-hole league that will take place 6 rounds over 12 weeks. Basically, you play when you can, and you share your scores online. Hopefully, you don't cheat, which is why none of my family will probably participate in this. And there'll be prizes throughout. And when talk about a virtual league, it's not, my first question was, is it like a computer game and then, you do it that way? It's not it. It's basically sharing your scores online, and you're able to track them, through the online board that they have. So contact the clubhouse at 733-8630 for more information. It does sound like a pretty neat event, pretty innovative event by the rec department, and I'd like to see as many people attend as possible. And also, I want to thank Michelle Hepburn for covering for me while I was on vacation last week.
When's that start, Scott? Do you know the?
May 2nd through July 24th. Okay.
Thank you.
That's it for me.
All right.
And I wasn't on vacation. I know I'm going to get shot for that when I get home. I wasn't.
Yes, you are.
I was like,
Yeah.
what did you just say? Trouble.
Councilmember Alshire.
A couple of things. Scott, good to be back with you here at the meetings. The second thing is I was actually just woke up this morning and I was thinking about that very thing. Because I know that Whitetail and some other areas do those types of league activities, and it's pretty flexible for folks that like to go to the course and still like to have that type of competitiveness. So I'm anxious and excited actually to hear that we're having that there in a similar format. And I will definitely plan for myself and at least a friend or more to attend that. The other thing I wanted to say is I do see some of our employees in representation from 1540 and 3373 in the back. Just want to say thanks to administration and employees and everybody at the table. I've obviously feel like I've been here longer than I should at this point, in this seat, and I will say that, I've obviously been through a number of those iterations, and it is often more difficult and much more reflective of the more difficult fiscal climate that we've had in the experience of this city. And I think that our ability to proceed in the amenable manner that we have, and in the way that I think we should be with our employees, in this case, is overdue. And I think it's partly overdue because we have been overdue for our time to shine with a bit of uptick in our fiscal capability to do so. And I want to thank staff and all the folks out there that are investing in the city and believe in the mayor's message that we are on the upswing, that tax base is growing, and we're doing good things to make that happen. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Councilmember Brucci.
I just want to say thank you to the unions for working closely with personnel and the city administrator and everybody to get these contracts done in a timely manner and move forward, securing, hopefully, the ability to recruit and retain on our police department. So that's it.
Councilmember Burnett?
Two things. So this past Saturday, I attended the Hub City 100 Miler along with the mayor, and I participated again, my second year participating, and it was amazing to see how many people have walked over thousands of miles in over 100 days. Just a reminder that I need to do better and get out there and get active again. And also, afterwards, attended the Arbor and Earth Day at Hager House, along with the mayor and Councilmember Martinez. It was a beautiful weekend, so if anyone didn't have a chance to get outside and clean up their neighborhoods, I encourage to do so again this weekend. It's going to be another nice, warm, not as warm as last week, but as we heard earlier today, there's trash is still an issue in our communities, but also everyone should do their part in just stepping outside and picking up the trash if they see it out front of their neighborhood or along the way, just pick it up. So thank you.
Thank you. Good. Councilmember Martinez?
Yes. I just want to thank the Alliance of Chesapeake Bay. Madam Mayor and I went on a Wandering Waterways tour down at the Eastern Shore with about, I'd say 26 other municipal leaders from Maryland, and it was amazing. Learned so much about water and about watershed. And then also, I want to shout out to the HPD for their social media post. It was like yesterday, it was one of those moments that was like, wow, yay. Like, this looks good, this sounds good, and this is who we are. Also, I want to condolences to Sergeant Eric Node's mom. He's one of my favorite people in the town, and actually, I call him brother, and I mean that. And so my condolences to him and the family. And then also the Act Black Box Studio had my first Spit Your Piece. I was back as a host, and I just want to thank them. It's downtown Hagerstown Sunday evening, so the fourth Sunday of every month I'll be hosting downtown alongside of Camilla Scott, who debuted her first poem for the first time, and she also co-hosted, and her stage name is Millie Mills. And so she did an amazing job, and I really look forward to kind of standing back and let her take on that. And that concludes Poetry Month, and has been an amazing month. So shout out to all my fellow poets down at the end. And
Exciting.
and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for the representation here. It's good to see all of you. We appreciate everything that you do for us. And again, you know, the negotiations sound like they went very well, and I concur. Also, definitely a shout out to Sergeant Canode. You know, my condolences as well. Emily was a big part of my life growing up, so she'll be sorely missed in Clear Spring and to the family. So thank you for saying that. This Friday is the third Envy fifth quarter event, and it will be from 6 to 10 at 5 different locations for middle and high school students. HPD is represented there and plays basketball and volleyball with the kids. I know that some of you have shown up. So North High will actually be joining in one of the locations. So North High, South High, the Boys and Girls Clubs at both Pennsylvania Avenue and Nolan Village, and the Goodwill at the Envy Clubhouse on Summit and North Prospect. So lots of participation. The last time that we did it, there were probably 200 students. So we expect more because there was a lot of outreach and participation from WCPS and a lot of social media. So all you know, TikTok people, and you know who you are.
We are the escape
I know,
champions.
the escape room
champions.
Yeah, that's right. So 6 to 10 p.m., all students, middle and high school throughout Washington County are welcome, and it's a good time. Thanks.
Thanks. I just wanted to thank and recognize Scout Troop 88, who is here tonight from Waynesboro. Thank you guys for joining us. And talking about the 100 miler, so I just want to recognize that there was a 90-year-old woman who participated this year, and she walked 545 miles in the 100 days, which made me feel extremely terrible about myself. But shout out to her and thank her for participating. And thank you for the Hagerstown Youth Council for helping with Earth Day and Arbor Day. We were recognized as a Tree City USA for the 37th year in a row, so thank you, Rodney, for all the work that you've done there. And Councilmember Martinez and I spray painted the storm drains, and the first 3 that we did looked like we brought our children or her grandchildren out to do them. So if you see the ones in City Park that you can't read, it's me and Takesha's fault. Sorry about that. We got better as we went along with it, though. But I appreciate everyone who came out and participated. And then lastly, I share in the shout out to both the unions for getting their contracts done. 1540, thank you very much for all you do. And 3373, our police, we know that you guys have been through a lot over the last couple years. You guys are running to death, and hopefully this helps fix some of the issues that we've been facing. We appreciate all you do today and every day. So thank you guys. And with that, we are adjourned. See you next week.